Look around you. The world is full of voices, some gentle, some loud, telling you who you are, what you can do, and what you cannot. But I am here to tell you something that nobody else can give you. The power to believe in yourself is yours and yours alone. It is the quiet flame that no storm can extinguish, the steady drumbeat that carries you through the nights of doubt. When everyone else doubts, when doors slam and whispers question your worth, that inner conviction must rise louder than any fear, bolder than any obstacle. Self-belief is not a luxury. It is not negotiable. It is the very thing that shapes your destiny, the compass that guides your every step, and the armor that shields you from despair. Tonight, I ask you to listen, not to the world, but to the voice within, for it holds the key to your freedom, your greatness, your life. There is a voice inside you, soft and steady, that has been speaking since the moment you drew your first breath. It may be drowned by the noise of the world, by the shouting of those who do not understand your journey, but it is there, unyielding, waiting for you to listen. That voice carries your truth, your dreams, your courage, and your worth. It does not falter when the world trembles. It does not ask permission to exist. And when you honor it, when you trust it above all else, you step into a power that no one can take from you. You will encounter doubt. You will meet people who question your choices, challenge your ambitions, and try to rewrite the story you are determined to tell. But their words are not stronger than your spirit unless you allow them to be. Every moment of hesitation, every whisper of fear is a test of how fiercely you can protect that inner voice. To believe in yourself is not arrogance. It is survival. It is a declaration to the universe that your life is yours to shape, and you will not be silenced by the disbelief of others. There will be times when the road is lonely, when the echoes of your dreams feel faint and far away. In those moments, your inner voice becomes your companion, your guide, your unwavering witness to your own strength. Listen to it. Speak to it with kindness. Nurture it like a sacred fire, for it is in this quiet trust that courage grows. It whispers, "You are enough, you are capable, you are worthy." And even if the world says otherwise, these words will carry you forward, step by determined step. Believing in yourself is not a one-time act. It is a lifelong commitment. Every decision you make, every challenge you face, is an opportunity to honor that sacred voice. When you choose to rise after failure, to speak when it is easier to stay silent, to pursue what your heart knows is right, even when others doubt you, you are living proof of the power of self-belief. It becomes a force that shapes your path, a shield against despair, and a light that others cannot ignore. And remember this, the world may try to convince you that your dreams are too big, your voice too small, or your journey too impossible. But the voice within you does not lie. It knows your strength before you do. It sees your potential before it manifests in the world. When you listen to it, when you honor it, you create a life that is authentic, unstoppable, and luminous. Self-belief is non-negotiable, because without it, the brilliance you carry cannot shine. With it, nothing can dim your light, and no one can take away the greatness you were born to become. Life will test you, it will bend you, push you, and sometimes make you feel as if you are walking through storms with no shelter. But there is a force within you, a quiet but unshakable current, that carries you through the fiercest winds. That force is your belief in yourself. It is the backbone of resilience, the steady hand that lifts you when the weight of the world threatens to pin you down. When you trust yourself, even the mountains of doubt cannot hold you back, and even the deepest valleys of fear cannot consume you. You may stumble, and you will fall, but falling is not failure when belief runs through your veins. It is a lesson, a pause, a gentle reminder that strength is not the absence of hardship, but the courage to rise again. Resilience does not appear in the comfort of certainty. It is forged in the fire of challenges, in the crucible of moments when giving up feels easier than pressing on. Every step you take despite fear, every decision you make despite doubt, is a testament to the power of believing in your own worth and your own purpose. The world may whisper that you are not enough, that your dreams are too lofty, that your vision is unattainable. And yet, the voice within, the voice that refuses to bow, will answer back, I am enough, I am capable, I am worthy. That voice becomes your shield and your compass. It teaches you patience when the journey is long, courage when the path is dark, and determination when obstacles rise like walls before you. To believe in yourself is to say to the universe that no circumstance, no opinion, no setback can define who you are or what you are meant to become. Resilience born from belief does not mean you will never feel fear or doubt. It means that even in fear, you will keep moving. Even in doubt, you will hold fast. Even when the world tries to tell you otherwise, you will rise because your trust in yourself has become stronger than the storms around you. Each time you choose to continue, each time you refuse to surrender, you weave a tapestry of courage that cannot be unraveled. And so, when you face days of uncertainty, moments of despair, and voices of disbelief, remember that the foundation of your strength lies in belief. Self-belief transforms weakness into power, hesitation into action, and despair into triumph. It teaches you to bend without breaking, to endure without surrendering, and to move forward with unwavering faith in your own heart. Resilience is not given, it is claimed, it is nurtured, and it is born in the moment when you decide, without hesitation, that no one and nothing will make you doubt the greatness that is already inside you. Doubt will visit you. It will sit in the corners of your mind like an unwelcome guest, whispering fears and questions that make you second-guess every step. It will tell you that you are not ready, not enough, or not worthy, and for a moment, its voice may feel louder than your own. But remember this, doubt is temporary. It is a shadow that passes when the sun of your belief rises. It cannot endure when you nurture the eternal flame of faith in yourself. What is fleeting cannot control what is lasting, and the strength that comes from knowing your worth is far greater than the tremors of uncertainty. When you face doubt, do not shrink. Look it squarely in the eyes and speak to it with conviction. Say to yourself, I am capable, I am prepared, I am deserving. Repeat these words, not just for comfort, but as a declaration. Every time you affirm your belief, you carve a path through the fog of uncertainty. Every time you trust yourself despite hesitation, you remind the world, and more importantly, yourself, that your spirit is unbreakable. Doubt may linger, but it cannot outlast the voice that rises from within, steadfast and eternal. There will be times when the world seems determined to echo doubt back to you. Friends, colleagues, even strangers may question your choices, challenge your ambitions, or laugh at your vision, and yet the belief inside you does not waver. It does not ask for permission or approval. It persists quietly, powerfully, eternally. It is the promise you make to yourself that no matter what happens, you will continue, you will rise, and you will honor the dreams that are yours alone. Belief is the anchor in every storm, the compass in every uncertainty, and the light that never dims. You must remember that doubt is not your enemy. It is a messenger, a reminder that the journey is real and that courage is required. But it is belief that transforms that challenge into triumph. When doubt knocks, let belief answer. Let it rise louder, shine brighter, and endure longer than anything that questions it. Believe in your ability to learn, to grow, and to overcome. Believe in your power to transform setbacks into lessons and failures into stepping stones. This belief is eternal because it is rooted in the essence of who you are. It is the truth of your spirit, unshaken by circumstance. So, when fear tries to whisper, when hesitation seeks to chain you, when the world questions your worth, hold fast to your belief. Let it be the song that drowns out the doubts, the light that guides you through the darkness, the unwavering force that reminds you that you are enough. Doubt will fade, but belief endures. It is the eternal promise that carries you forward, the sacred trust in yourself that no voice can silence, the truth that you were always meant to hold, that your potential, your spirit, your greatness are yours and yours alone. You hold the blueprint of your life in your hands. Every choice you make, every path you follow, every moment you step forward with conviction is a brick in the foundation of who you will become. No one else can draw this design for you. The world may offer suggestions, may impose rules, may whisper its doubts, but the architecture of your soul is yours alone to shape. Each decision rooted in self-belief strengthens the walls of your purpose. Each action guided by your own vision adds structure to your dreams. To build a life of meaning, you must first trust yourself to know what is right for you. It is easy to be swayed by the opinions of others, to measure your worth by the standards that are not yours. But an architect does not construct according to the expectations of passers-by. You must listen to the quiet voice inside, the one that knows your desires, your capabilities, and the potential that is uniquely yours. This voice is the compass, the measuring tape, and the blueprint all at once, guiding you to build something that is not just impressive to others, but true to yourself. The work is not always easy. Some days the ground seems uncertain beneath your feet. The storms of life may tear at the walls you have so carefully raised. But remember this, every strong structure faces resistance. The pressure does not indicate weakness. It tests the resilience of your design. And with each trial, your plans can be adjusted, your vision refined, your foundation reinforced. There is no shame in redesigning when necessary, because the true architect is flexible yet unwavering in purpose. Your life is your creation, and it is never too late to lay another stone, draw another line, or expand another room of possibility. You must also guard against the temptation to compare your building to others. Some towers rise quickly, some houses are gilded with shine, but your work is unique. Your design carries your story, your struggles, your victories, and your vision. No one else can replicate it, and no one else can fully understand the careful thought, effort, and love poured into it. When you embrace your role as the architect of your life, you claim the power to shape your destiny, to honor your potential, and to create a life that resonates with your soul. Remember that every small act of belief, every conscious choice to pursue your vision, every moment you honor your own voice is part of the construction. The life you imagine is possible because you hold the tools. You are the architect, the mason, the sculptor of your own destiny. Build with intention, build with courage, build with belief. And when the world looks upon what you have made, it will not be the grandeur of the walls or the shine of the finish that matters most. It will be the undeniable truth that this life was built by your hands, guided by your heart, and inspired by the unshakable belief that you were born to create. Life will place barriers in your path, walls that seem too high to climb, rivers too wide to cross, storms too fierce to endure. And yet, these obstacles are not punishments. They are invitations, calls to rise, calls to stretch, calls to discover the strength you did not know you had. Each challenge is a teacher, each setback a lesson, each closed door an opportunity to find another way, another path, another part of yourself that will carry you forward. When you meet difficulty with belief in yourself, you transform struggle into triumph, pain into purpose, resistance into growth. Do not fear the obstacles that appear. They are not here to break you. They are here to shape you. Every challenge asks a question. Do you trust yourself enough to keep going? When you answer with courage and faith, you prove to the world and to yourself that no matter the weight of circumstance, your spirit is stronger. Obstacles test patience, they test resilience, and they test the depth of your belief. And it is through that test, through that trial, that the raw material of greatness is forged. The world will sometimes try to convince you that the barriers are signs that you should stop, that you should yield, that you are not capable. Ignore that voice. Listen instead to the voice within, the one that knows your potential and calls you forward with quiet certainty. Every difficulty contains a seed of opportunity. Every hardship carries a hidden lesson. When you embrace the challenge rather than resist it, you open the door to growth, understanding, and a power that only emerges when you refuse to surrender. Obstacles are invitations because they demand that you rise beyond fear. They demand that you stretch your mind, your heart, and your spirit to meet circumstances with courage. Every step you take toward overcoming an obstacle is a step toward your own evolution, a step toward becoming a stronger, wiser, more unstoppable version of yourself. They are not walls meant to keep you out. They are ladders meant to elevate you, mirrors meant to show you what you are capable of when you refuse to back down. Remember that life's difficulties do not define you. Your response to them does. To see obstacles as invitations is to live with faith in your own ability, to trust in your own resilience, and to recognize that you are never as small as the problems you face. Each challenge you embrace, each fear you confront, each moment you press forward despite uncertainty adds a layer to the architecture of your life. And when you look back, you will see that the obstacles were never barriers. They were stepping stones, guiding you toward the fullness of your potential, the brilliance of your purpose, and the unshakable truth that you were born to rise, no matter what stands in your way. Confidence is not about loud words or grand gestures. It is the quiet assurance in your step, the calm certainty in your voice, the steady light in your eyes that tells the world you know your worth. When you believe in yourself, when you carry that trust like a torch through every room you enter, people notice. Doors that seemed locked begin to open. Opportunities that once passed you by now pause to wait, because the world recognizes strength, the world recognizes courage, the world recognizes someone who refuses to doubt their own value. Confidence is a language that does not need explanation. It does not seek applause or permission. It simply exists, and in its presence, others are compelled to respond. When you walk with belief, even in the face of fear, even when the path is uncertain, the world sees it. And what the world sees, it often mirrors back. The respect you command is not taken lightly. The opportunities that present themselves are a reflection of the trust you hold in yourself, the conviction that your vision matters, and the courage to act despite uncertainty. There will be those who question you, those who doubt you, those who try to diminish your light. Let their voices be the echo against which your confidence resounds even louder. It is not arrogance to trust in your abilities, it is necessity. The world may close doors to those who hesitate, but it opens doors to those who move with certainty, even if their hands shake, even if their hearts are heavy. Confidence is a signal, a declaration, a promise that no matter what comes, you will rise, you will act, and you will honor the power within you. Confidence is not something that can be borrowed or faked. It is nurtured through belief, through practice, through the small decisions to honor yourself even when no one else does. Every time you choose to stand tall in your truth, every time you speak your vision aloud, every time you take action despite fear, you are reinforcing a presence that the world cannot ignore. This presence creates a ripple, a subtle yet undeniable force that shapes how others see you, how opportunities find you, and how life responds to your courage. And remember that confidence is not about perfection. It is not the absence of doubt. It is the choice to move forward anyway, to trust in your abilities, to honor your journey. It is the power to make your own space in a world that often questions your worth. When you carry it, people notice, not because you demand it, but because it radiates naturally from the core of your being. Self-belief is the seed, confidence is the flower, and the world will bend toward its light. Stand tall, trust yourself, and walk forward, knowing that your confidence is not only seen, it is felt, and it will open the doors that uncertainty could never even touch. The words you speak to yourself are the soil in which your confidence grows. Every thought you allow to take root shapes the way you see your world and yourself. If you fill your mind with doubt, harsh judgment, and fear, you cultivate weakness and hesitation. But when you choose to speak to yourself with kindness, compassion, and encouragement, you plant seeds of strength, courage, and resilience. Your inner dialogue becomes the quiet heartbeat that sustains you when the world shakes, the voice that reminds you of your worth when others fail to see it, and the gentle guide that leads you toward the life you are capable of creating. Many of us are our own harshest critics. We replay mistakes, magnify shortcomings, and whisper doubts as though they were facts. But the truth is, you are not your mistakes. You are not the opinions of others. You are a force of nature, a being capable of immense growth, and the way you talk to yourself must reflect that truth. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a dear friend. Lift yourself when you stumble. Celebrate yourself when you succeed. Encourage yourself when the road feels long and the night feels dark. These words are not empty, they are powerful. They shape your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately, the life you build. Kindness to oneself is not indulgence, it is necessity. It is the foundation upon which unshakable confidence is built. When you speak with gentleness and encouragement to your own heart, you develop a trust that cannot be shaken by criticism, failure, or fear. You learn to stand tall even when the world doubts you, to move forward even when others hesitate, and to embrace your potential even when it feels distant. Every word of affirmation you offer yourself is a brick in the foundation of a life built on belief, courage, and purpose. You may stumble into negativity, and that is natural, but what matters is what you do after. The choice to replace harshness with compassion, doubt with encouragement, and fear with love for yourself is the moment where transformation begins. When you consistently nurture your inner voice, it becomes a guide, a guardian, and a constant reminder that you are enough. This practice does not erase challenges or prevent failure, but it equips you with the resilience and confidence to face them, to learn from them, and to rise stronger each time. Remember that your inner dialogue is never private in its effects. The way you speak to yourself will reflect in your actions, your demeanor, and the way the world perceives you. When you honor yourself with kind words, the world will mirror back respect, belief, and recognition. Treat yourself as sacred, speak to yourself as worthy, and watch as confidence grows naturally, unwavering, and bright. The words you choose are powerful. They can build empires within your mind and soul. Speak kindly, believe fiercely, and carry yourself with the knowledge that you are your own greatest ally, your own strongest supporter, and your own truest friend. There is power in the small moments, in the victories that seem insignificant to the world but monumental to your heart. Every time you choose courage over fear, every time you take a step toward your dreams, every time you rise after a stumble, you have won. These small victories are not trivial. They are the building blocks of greatness. They remind you that progress is not always measured in leaps and bounds, but in the quiet, steady steps that carry you forward, even when no one is watching. Too often, we wait for the grand applause, the dramatic triumph, the visible signs of success. And yet life is made of small triumphs, the decision to try again, the choice to trust yourself, the moment you silence doubt and act anyway. These are the victories that shape character, strengthen resolve, and deepen your belief in yourself. When you celebrate them, even quietly, you honor the journey you are on and give yourself the fuel to keep going, to reach higher, to believe that the impossible is within reach. Celebration does not need to be extravagant. A quiet acknowledgement, a smile to yourself, a whispered word of pride is enough to cement the significance of your effort. It is in these moments that belief grows. It is in these moments that courage is reinforced. Every act of self-belief, no matter how small, is a triumph over fear, a declaration that you refuse to be defined by limitation. These moments may feel invisible, but their impact is profound. They ripple through your life, building momentum, shaping your confidence, and reminding you of the strength that already lives within you. When you recognize your own victories, you also create a rhythm of hope and determination. Each success, no matter the size, becomes a stepping stone to the next. You learn to see potential where others see failure, to recognize growth where others see stagnation, and to honor progress where the world might overlook it. This practice trains your mind to value your own effort, your own persistence, and your own courage. It reminds you that every positive action, every brave decision, every small step forward matters, and that each one brings you closer to the life you are destined to live. Never underestimate the impact of celebrating yourself. It is an act of rebellion in a world that often measures worth by external validation. It is a declaration that you are your own source of recognition, that your journey is sacred, and that your growth is worth acknowledging. When you pause to honor small victories, you ignite a fire that fuels greater courage, deeper belief, and relentless pursuit of your dreams. These victories are proof that you are capable, that you are resilient, and that you are worthy. They are reminders that each step you take, no matter how modest it may seem, is a triumph of spirit, a celebration of self, and an affirmation that belief in yourself is non-negotiable. To believe in yourself in a world that constantly questions your worth is an act of courage, but to claim that belief boldly is an act of revolution. Every time you stand firm in your value, every time you refuse to let others define your potential, you are challenging a world that would prefer you to stay small. Self-belief is not merely personal. It is defiance, a quiet rebellion against the forces that doubt, diminish, and dismiss. When you honor your own voice, you declare to the universe that your life, your choices, and your dreams are sacred, and no one has the power to take that away. This revolution does not require armies or speeches. It begins in the quiet of your mind, in the steadfast refusal to let fear, criticism, or societal expectation dictate who you are. Each act of self-belief, no matter how small, is a seed of freedom. When you pursue your goals despite skepticism, when you rise after being told you could not, when you speak your truth even when it is unpopular, you are shaking the foundations of limitation. The act of believing in yourself becomes a movement that transcends your own life, inspiring others to recognize their own power and courage. To live in belief is to refuse to be confined by circumstance. The world may tell you your dreams are impossible, your ambitions too great, your voice too small, and yet every revolutionary act begins with a refusal to accept the status quo. Self-belief transforms ordinary choices into radical ones. To trust yourself when no one else does is to claim your authority over your own life. To act despite fear is to challenge the narrative that only some are allowed to succeed. Every decision rooted in belief, every step taken in the face of doubt, is a rebellion against the limitations imposed by others and by your own uncertainty. The power of this revolution is quiet but unyielding. It does not seek recognition, yet it commands respect. It does not need validation, yet it leaves a mark on everyone who witnesses it. Belief in yourself creates ripples that extend beyond your own journey, awakening courage in those around you. It reminds them that greatness is not handed out, that potential cannot be dictated, and that the first step toward freedom is always to trust your own heart. Each time you stand in your truth, you remind the world that no one else can write your story, and no one else can take away your light. And so, the revolution of self-belief is both personal and profound. It is a refusal to shrink, a commitment to rise, and a declaration that your life belongs to you alone. To embrace it is to recognize that your dreams, your voice, and your worth are not negotiable. Every act of faith in yourself is a strike against doubt, a challenge to fear, and a statement that your existence matters. In claiming your own power, you ignite a fire that cannot be extinguished, a force that reshapes your world, and a courage that inspires generations. To believe in yourself is not just an act of survival, it is an act of radical freedom, a revolution that begins within and echoes endlessly beyond.